Hello, dear friends. I would like to express my solidarity with our Venezuelan brothers and sisters who are suffering the effects of the earthquake. Opinion piece. A turbulent world. Giant sunspot. Event horizon. New crop cycles. A state of transition. Widespread turmoil. The game has begun. Purge of the dark side. Cascade of sovereignty. Uncontrolled demolition. Bridge between dimensions. Transformation towards a bright future. Earthquakes, volcanoes, and Schumann resonance. Let's start. Some say my reports were becoming theoretical and boring, but now several momentous events have occurred for catastrophists, which is not my case. This Wednesday, the 24th, massive earthquakes, volcanic activity, and intense turbulence occurred on world stage according to Drew 86. The financial sector continues its collapse to this day. The demolition seems out of control, but it's necessary. Everything is necessary. This is part of decentralization and transparency. Our planet is regaining its balance. Be patient and grateful. Bertu says that the telluric giants are awakening, and that Gaia is calling upon her primordial elementals on his channel, Caminando el Sendero, walking the path. These are elementals that protect the planet's energetic integrity in response to interference from negative technology. We have just experienced a very strong 5-hour non-stop energy burst in the Schumann resonance after a relatively quiet week, coinciding with solar flares. The energy felt unreal, dreamlike, fluid and surreal, almost like a simulation. It's a strange energy that even current equipment can't fully measure. We are still on a bridge between dimensions, or in a kind of transitional state through a wormhole, and great changes are occurring, becoming more physical every day. The event horizon represents the reset of this great awakening. Astronomers are observing a giant sunspot emerging above the southeastern limb of the Sun. This could be the physical manifestation of a major solar flare. There is a great deal of light above, but the big event is yet to come. Many people are stressed by their current lifestyle, clinging to belief systems, habits and things from the matrix that don't really matter. Nothing from the old system matters. Your mind, your body, and your spirit are the only things you should take care of. This is a shift in how humanity will operate. Celestial phenomena are still active, crop cycles are still appearing, and we are heading into a new full moon and Mercury retrograde. New crop cycle in Switzerland. The ninth formation of the 2026 season appears as an elegant spiral in a location where cycles are rarely seen. The center of the cycle evokes the yin-yang symbol, referencing complementary opposites. Preparations. Preparation is crucial to maintain calm in the midst of the storm. We are being tested, and this energy strikes people at their most vulnerable point. This is not an attack, although spiritual warfare is very real. But these trials are here so that we become aware of our weakness and can overcome it. Everything artificial will dissolve, in one way or another. It's about relinquishing selfish control over non-essential things that we have been programmed to believe are important. This is a transformative phase that many are experiencing but it's important that those on an ascending path maintain their frequency. Beauty and intelligence are everywhere and accessible. The wind blows in the direction of our mission and destiny. Everything falls into place once the new belief system is consolidated. Confidence, intuition, and physical manifestations align and unfold in this new energy of self-realization. The transformation into a powerful, sovereign, and self-realized divine being requires traversing the dark night of the soul. We are in the purification phase. It's a state of confusion between the caterpillar and the butterfly. Allow the process to unfold with as little resistance as possible. Exciting events begin in the middle of this year. The divine armor consists of strengthening your auric field, generate your own gravitational pull and magnetic power to attract what you need. Sovereignty Cascade. Guardian Daniel explains a legal liquidation process of the global corporate structure through the Uniform Commercial Code. In his view, the national administration of many countries operated as a subsidiary under the legal umbrella of a corporation established in Washington, D.C. in 1871. Constitutions had become corporate terms, and individuals were treated as fictitious legal entities through tax and commercial court systems. The dissolution of this transnational corporate state has triggered a chain reaction that delegitimizes all global subsidiaries and coordinates their collapse. It is a shift from commercial maritime law to the common law of the land, or natural law. The first forces operate in the shadows as the outdated system loses its capacity to act. All nations revert to natural law as the maritime law software expires, liberating the population and allowing for the reactivation of original constitutional frameworks. The transition is a process that dissolves the global network of commercial deception, anchoring humanity's freedom to international public law. Reinforcing the transition is a financial choke point filter through the new QFS system, which drains liquidity from fractional reserve banking and only authorizes transactions between legitimate structures, rendering insolvent corporate entities incapable. The GSRA protocol neutralizes attempts to sabotage through legal or economic chaos. Curious. SpaceX secretly launches spacecraft that almost no one knew existed. Media coverage of weather change distorts scientific data. ESA captures the largest and most detailed image ever taken of the center of the Milky Way. An unpublished Mozart score premieres in France. Human DNA over 2,000 years old found in caves in Spain and Portugal. More than 100 aspiring ninjas seek to become certified in Japan. A Chinese supercomputer surpasses the US and becomes the most powerful in the world. Ground-penetrating radar scans reveal evidence of Noah's Ark in Turkey. Angular structures, wooden remains, and chemical impressions suggest the presence of a decaying wooden vessel near Mount Ararat. Breaking news. The game has begun, says Trump. Oil prices plummet and are now cheaper than before the war. Iran declares the Oman corridor illegal and Rubio rejects tolls. The US says it is unacceptable for Iran to impose tariffs on ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz. A projectile hits a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran threatens to close the strait again. The monsoon floods the street of Mumbai and disrupts transportation. Europe. The EU activates the Civil Protection Mechanism and coordinates the deployment of rescue teams to Venezuela. Spain. The Ministry of Defense is preparing the military emergency unit to fly to Venezuela with humanitarian aid. Congress urges Pedro Sánchez to resign over corruption cases. The opposition in Bolivia is calling for an investigation into Zapatero's alleged influence in the country. Americas. Venezuela faces its strongest earthquake in more than a century. The UN will coordinate rescue teams following the earthquakes in Venezuela. The Americas show solidarity with Venezuela after the earthquakes. The US deploys rescue teams to Venezuela. Mexico sends rescuers and medical personnel to Venezuela. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.